What's good, family? It's your boy Urban Sports Guru. I want to holler at y'all real quick. Charles Barkley made some comments recently interviewing with Bob Costas, and he said some things. He's talking about how LeBron James has stacked his rosters. What he's saying is a fact. It's about time you LeBron slurpers get out your fucking feelings. What he's saying is a fact, and I'm gonna point something out for y'all very simply. Michael Jordan didn't play as long as LeBron. He ended up making 14 All-Star appearances throughout his career. LeBron's still playing, 19th season, 19 years in the game, and he's made 16 All-Star appearances. So let's take Michael and LeBron's All-Stars out of the equation. Let's go to how much All-Star appearances their teammates made. So let's talk about the first three-peat, Jordan's teammates. Scottie made 7 appearances. Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong each eventually made 1 apiece. So that's 9. Dwayne Wade alone made 13 All-Star appearances. Chris Bosh made 11 All-Star appearances. Scottie Pippen throughout his career made 7. Let's go to the super team that LeBron made in Cleveland. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. With Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. See, Kyrie has made 7 All-Star appearances and counting, while Kevin Love has made 5 All-Star appearances. Oh, I forgot. Ray Allen played. Ray Allen played for those Miami teams too. He made 10 All-Star appearances. These are the quality of teammates that he had, guys he had coming off the bench. And now he has Melo, who's a 10, 11-time All-Star throughout his career, future Hall of Famer, coming off the bench. He just won a championship a couple of years ago with a future Hall of Famer, Dwight Howard, coming off the bench. Starting part-time. In role duty. Now, everyone is always quick to talk about how he's done this because of what they did in Boston. I told you I was going to make this video. It's going to be all facts, no fiction. Everyone's completely forgetting that team he made in Boston, that team that was made in Boston, this undefeated, unbeatable juggernaut of an older KG, an older Ray Allen, an older Paul Pierce. None of these guys are in their prime. Now, Ray Allen was younger then than he was in his Miami years. But, so then he was a core player there. He was a role player. But, let's not forget, this team nearly lost in the first round to Atlanta. They got pushed 7 games by the young Atlanta Hawks. That is a fact. And if they didn't have home court advantage, who the hell knows what would have happened? By the Joe Johnson, Josh Smith led Atlanta fucking Hawks. These are facts. So I don't want to hear there's some unbeatable juggernaut. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear. Now, what I've always said, and it's been obvious throughout LeBron's career, he stacks his teams because he does not like young players. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Garnett was drafted in 1995. So we have Let's from we have 26 years, ladies and gentlemen, of high school to the pros and one and done. LeBron James comes in the game in 2003. And he's seen generation of this. Now everybody said, well, LeBron was a high school player. No, LeBron was Mozart. LeBron's an outlier. Don't compare LeBron to that. He's a prodigy. He deserved it. But 9 out of 10 of them do not. That's just straight up, they do not. And the only reason why you see a lot of kids performing the way they perform now is because they ain't got to go against those guys in college anymore. And I've done it on this channel before, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to quote LeBron James himself. You will be surprised how many young players are coming to the NBA and don't know how to play basketball. With that being the fact, with that being the baseline, this is why he stacks his teams the way he does with veterans. This is why it was just reported that instead of getting Westbrook, they could have Buddy Hield. I think that's going to backfire. I think Buddy Hield would have been a much better situation for them. Much better. Much better. But Westbrook is a more proven commodity. But the fact of the matter is, in the GOAT debate, which to me is not a debate, the way LeBron stacks his teams matters. It was never an issue for me that he left Cleveland. Never has been, never was. The issue is super teams. Okay, he goes to LA and he builds another conglomerate there. I mean, Anthony Davis is. Anthony Davis still in his prime. Anthony Davis is still in his prime and he's an 8-time All-Star. This is the guy you're teaming up with. You understand me? So, Charles Barkley's telling the truth. It's an uncomfortable truth, but it is the truth. This is why you gotta salute what you seen Greek Freak did. And things end up falling in his favor. That's why I said in this super team era, situations like that, you gotta take advantage of it. You saw it a couple of years ago with Kawhi in Toronto. Situations like that present itself, you have to take advantage of it. You have to. You have to, because what has happened was this. LeBron started this super team shit, stacking his rosters, and it didn't guarantee him a championship every year, but it guaranteed him a bite at the apple. Because he was losing to great teams, a great Dallas team on a great run. Let's not forget they smoked the championship Lakers that year, who was going through what they was going through in their locker room. Then he ran into a great young team in OKC. They beat them. Then they ran into a great squad, great veteran squad in San Antonio. Great veterans. That wasn't a super team. That was just a great team. There's a difference between a great team and a super team. You know what I'm saying? They took 3 guys who can be the A guy on another team, compete for a championship, and put them on one squad. That is a super team. What Brooklyn has right now is a super team. And what basically what happened is, I think Kevin Durant wised up more than before everyone else and said, maybe because he's the one that's going to be compared to LeBron being his contemporary, said, nah, I ain't going to keep putting up with this shit. Fuck that. I'm going to just keep you building up these monster squads and you keep whooping my ass. No. This is why I told y'all in the whole season there's going to be two Monster squad's made. I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen with Golden State. Still waiting to see what's going to happen with Philly. You already see what's happening in LA. Now, it's going to hurt the rest of these teams because we have now 26 years of drafting kids. You can't build through the draft the way you used to. It is so difficult, even when you hit and you draft a guy who's damn good. It's not like football. Football, you take a bad team, you change the culture, draft the quarterback, give him the quarterback and groom him, give him the right coaching, groom him, and all that shit. And you can change a franchise around in 2 years. You can do that in football. There's plenty of examples of that. Basketball, I swear to fucking God, trying to build your team through the draft is insanely difficult, even if you draft someone who is MVP quality. If you don't believe me, look at Philly. Philly has 2 MVP quality players on their roster right now. If you don't believe me, look at Minnesota. Karl-Anthony Towns. Right before that, you drafted Andrew Wiggins. I'm sorry, you got Andrew Wiggins because you shipped Kevin Love over there. So you got Wiggins, then Cat Towns. They didn't win until they went and got Jimmy Butler. They didn't even make it to the playoffs. I understand they're in the Western Conference, but when you have $200 million players, you should at least go to the playoffs. I'm just speaking of facts. This is why you're going to see this every other year. Every other year you're going to see this. Teams are going to spend money in these situations. And, okay, see if this works out a year. Let's see if this works out 2 years. Okay, fuck that. Let's build another Monster Squad somewhere else. This is how it's happening. This is how it's happening. You're going to see the same players changing and moving because of it. Russell Westbrook in the last 5 years, this is 4th team. I mean, am I lying here? I told y'all, all facts. All facts. I mean, if the Clippers don't win this year, you think Paul George still going to be there? You're going to see guys changing hands all the time. And it ain't going to be because he ain't on the contract. This is the culture, the climate that the NBA is in now. Love it, leave it, this is what it is. Who adapts to this best, who can be consistently getting rings. It affects things as far as the GOAT debate. You can't deny that it does. Just because it's permanent now, you have to admit why. Because the game is watered down, because you got the kids coming in. Franchises can't rely on drafting anymore. You don't actually know what kind of play you have until he's already in the middle of his 2nd contract. That is a fact. But let me hear your take. Let me see what y'all got to respond to me. It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Salute.